Hey, friend. Welcome to Heal to Go. I am LaCountess Ingram. Happy Labor Day to many of you, all of you out there. And I am just so excited and so grateful to be here. It's such a blessing. Um, God is so awesome, y'all. And let me just say this definitely. Um, in a new area, just coming out of my comfort zone. I have some serious technology nerds, if you will, that I'm working through, and I'm excited because I read something the other day. It said, "Faith it until you make it," and so I am here. I had my first official. My pastor was on to do. When I relaunched, but I had my first official guest today that I'm really excited about, and just working through all the wonderful things behind the scenes to try to get this to come forward in a beautiful way. So uh, I'm excited, and it's just something about when you're finally beginning to walk in the things that God has placed inside of you, and you begin to step out on that faith and walk in it. It's such an empowering thing. There's just no words. You just feel so empowered, you feel so on top of the world, and you just feel so incredibly blessed to be able to do it. And so I'm here. We are healed to go. Glory to God. We are here. We're still in our series of live, thrive, and be well. And guess what, y'all? The Lord wants you to live, thrive, and be well financially. So today we're going to I told you we're going to have fun. So we're going to take a look um, at what it looks like to be well financially. The woman that I'm about to bring on the stage, just an incredible woman of God. Her name is Denise Pegrem. And I'm so blessed to have her on this platform with me. Denise and I met earlier in the year. We took an emotional intelligence class together, and just a wonderful relationship has unfolded since then. We hold each other accountable on a weekly basis with a few others who also were in the class with us, and we come together, and there's such a powerful energy that flows between us. And we're just pushing each other to go forth and live, thrive, and be well and do what God has called us to do. Denise is she's a mother, she's a wife, she's a grandmom, she is a financial wellness coach. She's just such an amazing woman of God, and I am just so blessed to have her on the stage. So, the one thing that I really appreciate about her in teaching the financial wellness, she has just such a unique way of teaching it and bringing it so that the kids can come along, on the ride with you. I mean, she's about family and empowering and impacting families, but I just love her dynamic way of bringing it, teaching it so that we can incorporate it and teach our children, because that is so important. I'm going to bring her in without further ado. I am introducing and presenting to you Denise Pegrem, financial wellness coach. Welcome, welcome to Heal to Go.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm so excited.
Thank you, La Countess. Thank you. And good morning to everyone and happy Labor Day. La Countess, I want to say firstly, I so appreciate you. I'm so proud of you for stepping out in faith with this program. I appreciate you for stretching me. Um, my heart's desire is to elevate and motivate families, specifically children. And I thank you for stretching me to step out uh, and speak live to the wider audience. I'm definitely outside of my comfort zone here, but again, I appreciate what you're doing, and everyone deserves to live, thrive, and be well. And one of the ways we can do that is getting our finances together. So I won't hold you guys long today, but I do want everyone to know that there is hope for all of us. I've been there. That's why I'm so passionate about this here. I have been in a position of having very little and coming from a position of scarcity. So today, I just want to talk a little bit about how we can rise. I invite you to rise. Let's rise. And why am I asking you to do that? Because the statistics um, here in the US, they don't look good. 62% of Americans have less than $1,000 in their saving account. 21% do not have a savings account. It pains me when I speak to seniors who do not have a savings account or even a checking account to pay their bills. Um, I've been there, so it's a very personal issue to me. But we can rise above this here. How can we be well, find wellness when our finances are not in order? Financial wellness, what is it? Many of us have heard that. Financial wellness is that state of comfort you have when you're able to pay your bills comfortably and live comfortably today and plan for the future. That you're not worried about how the bills are going to get paid today and how you're going to care for your family tomorrow. And it's really important that we know that you can only fix a financial problem by first fixing yourself. And there's good news. It's not difficult to do. Many of us do not have those conversations because we get spooked, we get embarrassed, it's stressful. Far too many people spend money they haven't earned to buy things they don't want, simply to impress people they don't like. And why? Why do we do that? Financial insecurity plays out in our lives in many ways. It impacts our emotional as well as our physical health. And we can change that. Today is what, September 5th. We could all change our financial outlook starting today and step into the year 2023 with control of our finances and begin the journey towards having positive financial security. Teaching our children how to do that so that we can help the generations going forward have peace of mind. One of the things I find interesting is that illiteracy is a major issue in our country. 21% of adults in the US are illiterate. 54% of adults have a literacy below sixth grade level. So I can understand why, with all the information out there, financial literacy is so evident. But I have good news for you today. All you do need to do is seek help. And I am here to offer some of that help today. There's so much free information. There's free information for educators, for caretakers, for parents. Literally, the government provides us information free of charge, lesson plans, ideas on how to teach this information and learn the information for every age level. So today, I ask you to empower yourself by asking for help. Seek the help that you need. See, managing money is very difficult when you don't know how. For many of us, when we came up in school, no one talked about how to manage your money. Very basic information. No one taught us how to um, take care of our personal finances. For some of us, we learned how to balance a checkbook. But at least in my case, my family didn't talk about investments. Um, In fact, bills weren't even talked about sometime other than we don't have enough money. I can recall times when my mom would say she would go over the script as to what to say if the bill collector called the house. But thank God we don't have to do that today. We have all the information we need to start today that we can rise. We can rise above this. We can rise by begin researching and reading. We can invest in ourselves. We can start saving today and we can educate ourselves to elevate our lives. One of the things we can do is beware of little expenses. A small leak will sink a great ship. That was Benjamin Franklin. I love that quote simply because little things like tracking your money. I challenge everyone today. Some of you have not left your home. There's all kinds of apps. We can go back to the basics, pen and paper. You can text yourself information. I challenge you today to begin tracking all expenses, every bill you pay, every penny you spend. Likewise, I want you to start tracking every dollar you bring in. And why would I say that? Again, a lot of us are spending money we don't have, and we're trying to make ends meet. Let's stop living a culture of trying to make ends meet. They will never meet unless we take control of our finances. And we can also begin changing the path forward for our children. And how do we do that? Our children learn from what we say and do. So, when you're in the grocery store, when you are paying a bill, when you are ordering that pizza, have the conversations. How much can we really afford to spend? Or maybe we shouldn't spend. Maybe this is a goal that we can set for our family. Yes, even a goal. Can we all? That's a challenge for you guys. For this Friday, for you guys who go out and you have a Friday dinner or night out, how about everyone in the family find creative ways to give up one item, two items, that coffee, the bag of chips, so that you could contribute to a night out that you guys can actually afford. Save some money now so you can spend some money later. Teach your kids about charity. It feels good to give. It's great to receive, but it feels better to give. John D. Rockefeller said, I would never have been able to tithe on my first $1 million if I had not learned to tithe on my first paycheck, which was $1.50 for the week. Well, some of you may say, well, I'm not religious. I don't tithe. But I challenge you, whether you're religious or not, to take a portion of everything you get, whether it's gift money, your paycheck. Some of us work 3 and 4 paychecks and have zero at the end of the week. I challenge you today, before you spend any money, especially if you don't have savings, to just take 10% of that. And I ask you to challenge your children to do the same thing, 10% of every dollar, and place that in a jar, place it aside until you begin becoming comfortable with the act of saving. Believe me, you'll feel so much better. Along with that, I challenge you to document how you feel. Let's do a challenge within the family. Who can save the most this week? And then find some kind of way to celebrate it at the end of the week. But documentation, so you know where you are today and you see where you're going. And when you have a tough time, you can look back at their documentation to see, oh, I remember when, but I'm celebrating the victory of where I'm at now. Trust me, it can happen for you because it happened for me. Frederick Douglass, he talked about discipline. We as a people, myself as a person of color, a black person, um, discipline. A little discipline can change a life, can change families, can change generations. Frederick Douglass says a race which cannot save its earnings can never rise in the scale of civilization. So, again, I'm inviting you to rise with me. Go read to your child. And if you can't read, go ask for help. Learn to read with your child. Invest in yourself. Invest in self development. Invest in your family so that you can increase your net worth. Start saving now so you can save your family some frustration, some uncomfortability. And I also ask you to educate yourself so that you can elevate yourself and alleviate some of the stress that you may be going through, that, hey, your community is going through. And I ask that you go out and you educate others. Share the information that you learn along the way. Challenge others to grow. Let's rise up. So there is this here rule of 72. It's a calculation, and some of you in the finance world may have heard of it. It goes by other names. So basically, it tells us about how compound interest um, affects our finances. It affects our savings and it also affects our debt. It's basically a calculation that tells you how long it will take for you to pay off a particular your debt, number one, and how long it will take for your savings to grow or double. So basically, the rule of 72 says that if you take 72 and you divide that by the rate of return, your interest rate, or the desired rate of return, that will tell you the time for your investment to double. So, for example, if I have a little baby and today and I put away that $10 that was gifted to me, it will take 72 years for that $10 to double at a 1% interest rate. But yet, I go take that 72 that oh, I'm sorry, that $10 and I place it in an account at a 3% interest rate. I would calculate that return by the time it takes for that to double by saying 72 divided by 3. It would take that $10 24 years to double. Okay, a baby has 24 years to for $10 to grow to $20, but doesn't that seem a bit ridiculous that a baby would have to wait 24 years for their income of $10 to become $20? I have good news for you today. We can change some of our habits and learn about not only the rule of 72, but the rules of finances all the way around. We simply have to seek out the information, and we can start that today. How can you do that when you don't know what to do? Well, first of all, you can start by being honest. Being honest with your children. Stop buying things you can't afford. Stop pretending that you can afford items. There's opportunities for many conversations to teach your children about finances. When you're paying with a credit card, explain what that process is. When you're buying or caring for a pet, explain the expenses attached to that. Um, if you're planning for a party, sit down with them and help them enhance their math skills by counting the cost of having a party. Research salaries to encourage them to go for higher paying jobs in the future. And also, when you're grocery shopping, have them do price comparisons. It's a fun way to get everybody involved. And perhaps you can do little things like this, even with the younger ones. We have $20 allocated to snacks. Allow them to be a part of the process in decide how much will they spend on each item and do not allow them to go over the $20. The choice is theirs. There are teaching resources. The government provides teaching resources, yes, free of charge. But some of these things you can just research again on your own. Rise up. You can use art. Kids can make soap and have a water ice stand. Um, Read books. Books. There's all types of financial books. Board games. I researched over 100 board games, financial board games that teach financial principles for every age. Electronic and video games. Again, I found free games, at least 14 very good quality games on one of the government sites, free of charge. They actually have additional programs for educators and those of you who have nonprofits who want to go out in the community and share this information. And for those of you still struggling to read, or whether your method of learning is better, the auditory type of learning, um, go out to podcasts. Go get yourself some quality information today and be consistent and involve the entire family in the process. So I keep talking about these free resources. One of the resources that you can go to is the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. They provide all kinds of information. One program I really love to highlight is Money as You Grow. It provides so much help for parents and caregivers. There's a beautiful section that has guides for big financial decisions like purchasing a home, a car, with detailed step by step instructions and questions to guide you through the research process and the whole buying process. Also, the FDIC.gov website, the Federal Deposit of Insurance Corporation. That site has 14 online games and related resources. There's a program, Money Start, which is a financial education program. The information is targeted at every age level. There's newsletters involved, available, sorry. Um, the materials are free. So if your organization, whether you are a daycare, after school program, you can actually order the materials free of charge and distribute those um, items there at your facility, at your organization, even in your community. What would it look like at the next family get together that you set aside a few minutes just to get everyone involved? Have them rise up and begin looking at their finances seriously. Another resource is the Investopedia's Teen Budgeting Guide. It appeals to different learning styles and it has many examples. Some other sources are free educational courses. One that I particularly loved is Practical Money Skills. They actually have a college level course that's free of charge. Again, we just have to read and research. It teaches young adults how to build skills on managing credit cards, living on their own, budgeting for school. I mean, this website actually has the PowerPoint, it has a lesson plan for both the student and the facilitator. There's a section on there for teens to learn financial skills like managing their salary, buying a car, and avoiding debt. Can we not all benefit from going to one of these sites? We can learn along with our children. Many of us learn how to deal with our finances, and many of us are still struggling with our finances through trial and error. But again, we all have to start somewhere, and I'm asking you to partner with me and join me by rising up. Read and research, invest in yourself, have your family attend a financial webinar. I'm just so surprised at how many people will spend $200 for a pair of shoes for their child who will grow out of the shoes, but would have trouble spending $50 to spend 1 hour learning about finances that could bless their entire family and generations to come. So I'm asking you to renew your mind. William Wordsworth said, "Your mind is the garden, your thoughts are the seeds. The harvest can either be flowers or weeds." Would you not agree, would you agree that there's too many weeds in our families right now? Our financial health is at stake. Again, the great news, thank God, is that we can change that starting today. Some of my final thoughts here. Proverbs 13:22 says, "A good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children." What is an inheritance? We're not just talking about money, we're talking about wisdom, we're talking about character. Something is terribly wrong when a man's most effective avenue of material provision for his family is his own death. And then sometimes that is because many of us don't even have insurance. We don't even bless our families in our death. We pass on the disgrace, the heaviness, the pain that comes with having financial insecurity. I'm pleading with you today to join with me, partner with me in changing our family's path forward. You too can have financial security. We can all have financial wellness if we begin to rise, if we read and research, that we invest in ourselves, invest in ourselves so that we can increase our net worth. Save, start saving now to save our families. Educate to elevate and increase our net worth. And before I go, one of the things I did not mention was that I'm saying net worth, and some people don't even know what net worth is. Some people may not know what I'm talking about when I say invest. They may not even understand savings. But again, you too can find all these things out by partnering with someone, going to these websites. I'll share the websites with LaCountess. But those of you who are in the know, each one teach one. Net worth, that means everything you bring in, you account for that and you subtract or take away everything that is a liability. Those liabilities are your sneakers and things like that, and even our cars that we cherish, because those are not assets. You take assets minus the liabilities, and whatever is left over, that is our net worth. Again, let's rise. I too was once in a negative net worth. My goal is to help 1,000 families earn, obtain a net worth of $100,000. You can do it. I can do it. We can all change the outlook for our families for generations to come. I thank you. I hope that you have a wonderful day today. I thank you, LaCountess, for allowing me some time and space here on your platform. And I look forward to seeing you guys again and partnering with you again in the future, LaCountess. Bless you for all that you do, because all of us do deserve to live, thrive, and be well. God bless you all. Thank you.
Awesome. Denise, that was powerful. Thank you so very much
You're
for your
welcome.
passion. Thank you for this powerful information. I mean, it took me back to, when I was younger. You and I have had conversations about this, that watching your parents
Mm,
pay bills and having the conversation. And honestly, there wasn't much of a conversation
mhm,
um, when I was growing up about money. Definitely, there was a level of scarcity, and watching my mom struggle, paying the bills, even the body language and the conversation around it. And I just really appreciate us coming together, because even here I am now, and I'm over 50 and yet still learning. And now that, I have my grandson, just looking in ways that, we can educate continually. My husband and I would talk about this often. If we knew when we were younger what we've learned now about the rule of 72, and
Mhm.
the what assets and liabilities, and paying down credit, and making sure our credit score is where it needs to be, and learning ways to handle and manage debt. If we had known that early on, gosh, where would we be now? But it's never too late.
Never too
And
late.
that's the beauty of it. We can, now that, when you know better, you do better, right? And you're now held responsible for what you know. So I really appreciate this. And I'm so grateful for your RISE program that is, you're rolling that out, your new RISE program, the read, the invest, the save, and educate. I just pray God's blessings in your life as you begin to go forward and educate, and bring forth your mission to help 1,000 families grow their net worth of $100,000. That is a powerful mission. And Heal to Go is here to run alongside you and partner with you so we can get this information out. Because when you look at Heal to Go, finances is a big part of that. Like the Lord desires for us to be healthy and well in every facet of our lives, relationally, financially, emotionally, spiritually. So let's rise up. Let's rise up. Let's
Let's
read,
rise.
invest, save, educate, and go change the world. And it's not, the having that money is not just about all our comfortability. Yes, that's part of it, but to grow the kingdom. You know,
Absolutely.
he blesses us that we may be a blessing to others, to share, right? That's moving out on that frequency of love.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So again, I'm just so grateful. We are healed to go. Yes, we are. We are healed to go. And if you want to reach out to Denise, she has a YouTube channel. And her YouTube channel is Denise Pegrem. Pop on over to the YouTube channel. If what she said to you really touched your heart, and you want to reach out to her and connect with her, and you know, ask her to help you rise, you can email her at denisepegram@gmail.com, and she will get back to you and get you motivated in moving into that program, the RISE program. I'm really excited about your RISE program. I know God is just going to move phenomenally through that. Right?
Thank you,
All
Countess.
about, he's all about us being educated and thriving in that way. So yes, whew, okay, we did it, Denise, right? We did
We
this.
did it. And thank you, Countess, for stretching me to step out in the public, because this is so dear to my heart, especially now that I am a grandmother of four.
Mhm.
Um, I have to change things for them.
Yes.
And every child counts, every family counts. We can do this. We can make a change. Every family can change. So join us. We
Yeah,
can all, and we deserve to live, thrive, and be well. So thank you again. Bless you.
my pleasure. So thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. You can come back here every Monday. We're still living, thriving, and being well. And we're going to have some fun. I got some more yummy guests coming. But again, join us every Monday at 9 a.m. Okay. And until we see each other again, be encouraged, be strengthened, and boldly
Boldly go.
go. God bless you. And thank you, Denise. See
You're
y'all
welcome.
later.
Take care.